What's up? Bleach, Elliot, Red Eye, Martin, Samundra, Ruth, what's going on? Anyway, so today it is all about gearing up new level 50s. And I got to start off by apologizing in advance. My redneck neighbor has decided it's karaoke day or something because he's got some just god-awful sounds going in the background. And sadly, he's close enough to me where I can definitely hear it. So, anyway, let me get that out there. Goliath, Madman Josh, Yada Strike. No, I actually need to come online there, Bleach. And like I said, anyway, before I come online, I wanted to tell everybody this is for gearing new level 50s. This is not for leveling, and this is not for people who already have gear. Plus, I'm not going AFK, so you can't go AFK. If I gotta wait for you guys to hit G, I'm gonna boot you. Just getting all that out there up front. So yeah, anyway, I'll be coming online and joining the Steam chat here in just a second. I stay offline the majority of the time, Bleach, because I can't enjoy any games or solo record without getting spammed messages. So unfortunately, I am forced to remain offline. Anyway, I got this going all the way up. We're going to unlock it right at level 8, or at wave 8. And that's going to be item power 690 to 700. So really good place for some starter gear if you're a new level 50. Here comes Quibbly. Anyway, I'll go ahead and pop into the Steam group now here. So let me bear with me for a moment while I tab out. Let's see here. Like I said, hopefully the drunken redneck karaoke doesn't get any louder. And there's a possibility that it could. I'll be honest and all. Anyway, so there we are. We're in the chat room. I will be looking at item powers. So if your item power is high, you will be booted. Now, if there's nobody else that wants in, I don't care who's here. But I want to make sure we're taking care of new level 50s. And on that same note, please don't spam any abilities, as we already got quite the lag fest as it is on Onslaughts. What up, Fabian, Preston, Kronos? 1 a.m. for Kronos. Raymondo, just after midnight in the Netherlands. But yep, I am in the Steam group, so feel free to join me for some free fat loots. And like I said, I just plan on kind of chillaxing a little here today. I don't plan on doing anything too intensive. Just having a little fun. Dib Boss. What up, Slice? Fabian. Preston, I think I said hi, but I'm not sure. And everything should be upgraded. The only thing we'll really need to do is repair Serenity Auras. So, as the Serenity Auras burn down, we'll have to throw some repairs on them. For the most part, everything else will hold up damn near indefinitely. Terry Crews is cooking dinner right now. What you making there, Terry? So can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear the redneck karaoke in the background? Because let me tell you, I sure can. Alright guys, hit G. We're not going to wait around for people today. There's no AFKing. First wave here. That is why. Jimmy Perez, thanks for subscribing. Sorry, a little delayed reaction there. Low God, you did make it. Green pea risotto. I don't know about the green pea risotto there, Terry. That one's all you. What's my highest item power? I'm not as high as a lot of the veteran players out there. One of the reasons is I try so many different heroes that I have a hard time maxing anything. My highest though is my my DPS EV2. Slice, thank you for subscribing. Grizz, thank you for subscribing as well. Anyway, my highest item power hero is definitely my EV2, my DPS EV2. And he's, I want to say like 787, something along those lines. I don't have anybody over 800. Cody Thatcher, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Guys, I probably will not be paying attention to in-game chat. So anyone that's chatting in-game, I probably won't see it. I mean, I might. Yeah, we got a little stream lag, huh? My YouTube dashboard says that everything is good. So I'm not thinking that it's on my end. Not positive though, you never know. The YouTube live streaming dashboard is not quite as good as the Twitch live dashboard. My suggestions to you, who is that? Madman? You want to create a YouTube channel? My suggestion would be yourself and be consistent. Don't try to put on a fake persona. I know that, you know, like obviously people like PewDiePie and stuff like that have made it big time by doing their little fakeness. But for the average YouTuber, it's more irritating than anything else. So, yeah, just be yourself. So, Hunter, I'm not lagging. I'm not showing that I'm lagging on my end. But yeah, anyway, and then just be consistent. I mean, you're not gonna... I mean, obviously my channel is very small, but it does grow. It's grown every month since I started it. Now, it's grown slow. Colin, Roman, and Cody Thatcher, I'm not sure if I thanked you guys, but thank you for subscribing. Anyway, my channel's small, obviously, but it's never gone down. It's always grown every month since I started it. And, you know, you got to take the little victories in there. Martin, I don't know if you saw that comment. Were you the one that said, that mentioned about the proton beams, or were you the one that mentioned about that pole smash monk weapon? Anyway, whichever one you were, I don't remember, but your idea worked. I can't. I actually got a really interesting siege roller proton beam builder. Frosty protons only. No range traps at all. I'm going to be putting up on the channel tonight. I still got to get the video edited, but so for everyone who is disappointed about the siege rollers and the state of their beloved proton beams, Pulpit, thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I'm not gonna do you the dishonor of massacring your first name. It's at this stage in the game, Fabian, it is a very good idea to make a DPS monk. What do I think of PDTs at the moment? I think they're way overpowered. I mean, I love the concept of them. I really, really like the poison spreading and all that stuff. I think it's cool as hell. But they definitely need some work. It's just too much. And like I said, I love the mechanic of the toxic shock bow and everything else, but I do understand it just scales way too high. And then the instant poison stacking. Well, a nightmare what was that, a blockade squire? Yeah, a spike wall squire is always a good idea. There's you know, since the beginning, that's been a go-to wall. They take less damage than the other walls. Plus, you can get the passives going to get those heals. What do I think needs a buff? I think a bunch of stuff needs buffed. And pop your pet, when I say that, that's obviously slang. I mean in just using the pet ability. So you hit X on the keyboard. Like on this pet I got Curse, which gives me the run speed. I'm leveling this pet up, but it is going to be a builder pet. I can't open them right now, but ooh, little laggy lag. Anyway, can't open it up right now, but it's got defense power, defense health on it. It's probably like a level 11 now or something. These the Chillaxin Onslaughts, when you got basically a AFK setup all fired up, is a pretty prime opportunity for pet leveling. That you know, doesn't cost anything. It depends on how you play your Gunwitch to boss. I personally try to not get hit. So but I'm really bad at it. I get punched in the face very frequently. So I have the EV weapons work a little differently. There's not a 4 per second EV weapon because of the shot types. The EV weapon that you want for DPS is the Megmanus projector shot type. I personally don't use trees as walls, Samundra, unless I'm laying down other dryad traps. As you can obviously, I mean, they will function. They're definitely a viable wall. They'll get the job done, but they do, when they get hit, they feel it. So I mean, if you got a situation where you really need some strong walls, that would not be my first wall that I went to, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you like to get up closer to boss, then Life Leech is always good to have. I got Life Leech on a couple of my Gunwitch weapons. Right now, it's actually really, really useful with the siege rollers. You can basically just stand behind it and just blast away. You know, Partek, I don't really have any tips for defeating siege rollers on Power Surge. My tip would be go in a group. every time I've done it, I haven't tried to do it solo since the Siege Rollers came. So every time I've done it with a group, and I mean with dedicated people DPSing and only one builder, and that's the way to run that map anyway. But in that situation, you don't have to really worry about it, as the DPS heroes will burn down the... well, the first new character that came out was the Abyss Lord. Depends on what you want to do. The Abyss Lords are beast mode builders, yet they're... Nightmare 4 Betsy, actually, I had a really easy time with that one, with the Siege Rollers. The map is... There's such a long way for the Siege Rollers to go that I had no problems at all with that one. There was a time where a DPS apprentice with Armageddon was a good call. Nowadays, I wouldn't do it, because that ghastly halberd from Burning Bastille, or Buried Bastille, pardon me, is, in my opinion, it's better. Just that run speed boost alone on it is huge, and it does, you know, pretty comparable DPS numbers. If you use the right click on it, it does ridiculous DPS numbers. I would still, I mean, in that situation, Samundra, I would probably still use my apprentice walls over the trees, but, I mean, they will work. Don't get me wrong, the only thing that turns me off about them is it seems like they take increased damage. Kind of like the Abyss Lord walls, they take a little more damage. You want this DPS weapon on your monk that I'm using right now, Sir Mutton Chops. It's the spooky weapon from the Maldonis incursion. Yeah, Wheeled Whisker is a good one. I mean, the good thing about using Wheeled Whisker on the Gun Witcher right now is it's clean. You won't have anybody saying that you're cheating or glitching or doing whatever, because it's make sure I only got the monk in here. Anyway, it's legit. The bow lantern is fun, but I can't get as big numbers as I can with the Bling King bow or a 4 per second Falcon Shot bow. But the bow lantern is cool. I actually farmed quite a few of them. The Malthius Incursion drops the Serenity Aura monk weapon with the Purge Evil passive on it. Well, Martin, that's not in the current, obviously it's a whole different ball game now with the Siege Rollers in the mix. I'm not positive if the Siege Rollers are on the Buried Bastille Incursion. I think they are. But, I've done it with, like, 410 seconds left. I think was my best non-glitched run. Of course, I've had runs where... Or no, was it 310? Or 360? I don't remember. 300, 400. Actually, for some reason, 360 is popping into my head, too. I actually have made quite a few videos on the PS4, Fabian. I used to play... I originally planned on just playing on the PS4 and having the PC as my secondary account. But since I want to get you guys all the updates and news and all that stuff quickly, the only way I can do it is on the PC. The PS4 will never be 100% right where the PC is, because there's just too many outside factors. like the PS4 approval process, where with Steam, Trendy can submit an update, call it good. You know, it runs whenever they want it. You know, on the PS4, it has to go through the Sony approval process, which takes time. Yep, the Buried Bastille Incursion, Preston. That's where you want to go for an apprentice weapon. You get the purple dragon shield from here, from any Onslaught if you choose armor. Or, I'm sorry, if you choose weapon. It will be one of the special rewards at wave 15, 25, or 35. Well, thanks, Felix. I don't know why Nightbot doesn't like you, but I'm glad you're here. Nightbot's getting aggressive again. You know what? I think it's something with YouTube, because Nightbot is not this aggressive on Twitch. I don't know, Martin. I haven't done it since the update. I'm not positive. If somebody knows, you know, let me know in chat. Oh, well, if there's no... Yeah, that map's still easy mode then, if there's no siege rollers. I'm surprised they didn't put them in. There's a few maps like Power Surge. I really don't think they should be on Power Surge. But that's just my opinion, of course. No, there's no siege rollers on Onslaught. There should be siege rollers on Onslaught too. That'll eliminate the people AFK in it. But the same thing, I mean, like on this map, this particular map, if there was siege rollers, it wouldn't really be a big deal because there's long enough of a path and the bosses all come out of the same entrance, so it would not be an issue at all. You know, no matter what wave you're on, the bosses always come out of the same entrance, and they come out one at a time. So if you're burning them, I don't have any giveaways going right now to boss. I probably, to be honest with you, I probably won't have any until after the holidays. You know, I'll have some stuff from the Steam holiday sale, and then once, you know, Trendy gets back in action, I'll be able to get some codes from them. Yeah, I think you're right there, Slice. In my opinion there, Crapsticks, the EV2 is the smartest purchase for anyone. If you choose pet in Onslaught there, Low God, you get a golden pet at wave 15, wave 25, and wave 35. Only the 3 though, there's no more after wave 35. What up, Greg Kellig? The Lycans? I can't speak German, man. Onslaught's one of the easiest ways to gear up a new level 50. They're crazy, so yeah, it's very valuable if you've got a new level 50 hero. Now, you're not going to fine-tune a set of gear out of Onslaught, as far as item power goes anyway. There we go. Fabian speaking the German. For a good PDT Huntress, you want defense power as your main stat on your armor. You actually want an apprentice or a squire set of gear, because you want defense power is the most important thing. It doesn't matter whether you get defense health or defense crit, and ignore that towering poison passive that drops on the Huntress gear. You don't want Huntress gear on your PDTs. You want squire or apprentice gear. The reason being is you get the vector corrector passive. Madman, I've gotten to like 160 on Onslaught. It took forever. I don't know the lichens. I don't really pay attention to things like that. I don't, that and tooltips are not accurate currently. So sometimes you get a real number, sometimes you don't. Alright, got a spot open. Somebody hop in. Without upgrades or buffs, I think, I'm not positive, but I think mine are at 28,000 poison damage. So, I mean, you know, they're doing alright. They're not the top of the food chain, but they're obviously in their OP state. They completely wreck every one of the current maps. Not necessarily anymore, Sir Mutton Chops, and it depends on how you're building. Currently, I mean, if you're just looking at a DPS number and not looking at anything else, then Poisonous Tips is the best pet to have. Yeah, that's what I'm... In my opinion, their Ethel water damage or storm damage are the best. I actually have earth damage on this one. It's not what I want, but it's just the best thing I've found to this point. 25k is more than sufficient to get the job done, Jake. I mean, you already know that. If you're at 25k, you can already do any Nightmare 4 map with your eyes closed. The Squire passives, you want, I don't remember what it's called, but you want the passive that gives, you know, obviously you want defense health on it, but then you want the passive that will heal the spike blockade as it does damage. Yeah, that's a big difference too there, James, is you don't, Poisonous Tips and Sandstorm do not work with abilities. So if you're on an ability power hero like the EV2, you want Draggle Itch. I play on the North American servers there, Alexander. Any pet that has earth damage on it as its damage type, Daniel, can have Poisonous Tips or Sandstorm. I mean, like I said, as far as straight DPS goes, Poisonous Tips is the highest. I actually use Sandstorm more though, because it's only slightly smaller. Yeah, automation. There it is, Ben. Thank you for that. Anyway, it's slightly less damage if you use Sandstorm, but it's got a lower cooldown and it gives you the speed boost. So it's got a second purpose if you need to get all the way across the map in a hurry. Yep, new weekly coming soon. Everybody should have plenty of time to farm up some Defender medals here before we get any new content. It failed the votes there, Alexander. All of the new heroes were voted on with influence votes. Thank you for the sub. They're the Lycans and Sam09090. Appreciate it. Yeah, but anyway, it, you know, it was voted on. The Barbarian failed. And I don't understand why. You would think people would want the Barbarian. Felix and Randy, thank you very much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Yeah, anyway, it makes absolutely no sense to me why the Barbarian failed. Or didn't fail, but didn't come in first on the influence voting, because, you know, obviously it was a huge favorite from the original game. Alexander and BGG, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. 5 subscriptions, 7 subscriptions in the last 60 seconds. Thanks, guys. For some reason, my little notifier is lagging behind now. I hear the little bling, but I'm not actually seeing your names pop up here. I got a little delayed reaction. The Jester. Oh man, the Jester was actually my favorite. That was my favorite DPS character in the original game. And I was stoked when that Carnival came out, because I thought for sure the Jester was coming. Nice, Pasta. Got some Wi-Fi. New Wi-Fi going. I mean, the Jester, I guess, you know, I mean, I hear you. I was a gun-toting Jester, and I absolutely loved it. I had a pretty decently rolled pawn shot. That's terrible, Felix. Yeah, anyway, I had a pretty decent pawn shot that I just had a lot of fun with. But with the Jester, it was all about, you know, and it didn't take long. Obviously, there weren't that many combinations, but just getting used to the wheel. That's probably why I heard the little bling there, Felix, but I didn't see your name pop up. It won't notify me. I mean, you get to see your name on stream and all, but it doesn't notify me if you unsubscribe and subscribe. What's my favorite map to play? It's a hard choice. I definitely like the new forest biome map just because of the insane size of it. I like, you know, I like the Maldonis incursion. NECA Gaming, thank you for subbing. Alright, Crazy Terror Bob Watch. What's my favorite wall? My favorite wall is the Mystic Walls. I love them. I like that CC in the mix for the same price of a Spike Blockade. That's awesome. Sir Mutton Chops, any pet that has earth damage as its damage type can get poisonous tips. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm kind of, you know, I mean, we've all had the map that's been best for us. For me personally, as I was playing into Nightmare 4 and starting to fine-tune sets of gear, I had the best luck on the Temple and the Necrotic. I always got good stuff there. So I'm kind of biased. Abyss Lord is good. It's just, the problem with Abyss Lord is it's a rough grind gearing them out to get the archer, all the archer passives that you need. Once you get them there, it's beast. Everybody remembers O Night Pineberries there, Jake? Any of the campaign maps, NECA, is the best way to level up. Of course, the higher up the list you go on the campaign maps, the higher amount of experience you get. Unfortunately, right now, the experience spheres are bugged and not working. Yeah, it's a rough grind there, Slice, but once you get it, man, they're beast. Assault on Throne Room is a pretty good one. 31k at tier 1. Mine are a bit better than that, but that's still, obviously, that's pretty stout. I'm thinking, I don't even know what mine are at. I know they're higher than that. These are all upgraded now, though, but there you can see it upgraded and boosted. Or buffed, pardon me. No boost in the mix. I usually throw a boost in there where that back archer is. Don't forget to take a look at these Serenity R's as you're running around there, guys. Well, you are the luckiest man alive there, then, Daniel. If you got a full 10% archer set with the right stats on it in 2 hours. It took me probably, I don't know, 200 hours maybe. I don't know what happened to O'Night Pineberries there, Jake. He started playing DD2 and then just quit. Maybe he wasn't into it. Who knows? $500 minutes to get to round 60. I'm not sure about round 60. I've never timed it. I mean, obviously this build is not the fastest build, being a turtle build like this. The fastest build, of course, is to protect the objective here and not let the flyers spawn. But this build here, the reason I use it is because I can pretty much AFK all the way up to like wave 150 or so. Damn right. Nothing like a quick monk. Kid on Ritalin with a sugar rush. Oh yeah. Well, the 10% archer damage would be the best passives. The best stats on everything would be defense power, defense crit. Yeah, Life Fruit's the other one that, even though I've done the Throne Room Onslaught here about a bazillion times, I'm sure I've probably got at least 400 or 500 hours into this map. It's still not as much as I've done Life Fruit. That's why I haven't made the move back over to Life Fruit yet. Yeah, that's pretty good there, Felix. Now you want to get that passive on all your other gear as well. I mean, not that same passive, it only drops on gloves. But you want to get the passive that increases the all Aras radius. If you want to go... Yeah, if you want to be a tank, that's the way to do it. Depends on what you want to do. You're going to do crappy DPS. You'll have nice burst to kill the bosses with the slams. But a Squire, you know, obviously that's like one of the best tank builds in the game. You're not going to do, you're going to do really terrible consistent DPS. Oh, I've played the original Zorb. I didn't put as much time into the original as I did this one, but I still got a lot of play out of it. Probably 1,000 hours, something like that. And I probably got another 500, 600 hours into Eternity. Endo, I don't know what the deal is, but go away. Yeah, it's real bursty there, Alex. It definitely can get some good burst damage going. I just didn't really enjoy it. I think, Fabian, my opinion is I believe that Trendy jumped the gun a little bit on that one. I think they thought it was going to pass the influence votes, but it basically lost to everybody. It lost to the Gun Witch, it lost to the Mystic, I think. It lost to absolutely everyone. If you want to be DPS, the thing to use is not do the Unholy Fire. The Unholy Fire is for tanking. You know, it's got the auto taunt and everything on it. It doesn't do good DPS. In fact, it's bad DPS, but it's not. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is to be the tank weapon. Well, people ask me that all the time there, Alex. Or, pardon me, Felix. And my favorite DPS is the EV2, but I think double jump makes the gun witch more fun. I think if the, you know, I say it all the time, but if the EV2 had double jump, I probably would never play another DPS character. The best DPS weapon for Squire would be the spooky axe from the Maldonis incursion. The passive on that, particularly if you have the light weapon speed, the passive on it is just insane. Thanks for subscribing there, Aiden. Appreciate it. You want to upgrade hero damage there, Daniel, on your EV2. Although hero damage and ability power both scale up the proton. Oh, he got in there close. I shouldn't have pissed him off. Anyway, the hero damage and ability power both scale well with the proton's cannon, but hero damage scales a little bit better. Maldonis is not that tough, crapsticks, and it has no siege engines either. So that's kind of awesome. Makes it for an easy farm. It's still AFKable. I'm probably... Well, I tell you what I need to do tonight. What I need to do tonight is get off my butt and get going with some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. However, I've been just hooked on trying to get the perfect spooky weapon for my monk. So there's a solid chance I'll have quite a bit of Maldonis going tonight. That's Samundra, you use just the flavor of the month. And that is, you know, if you got just the basic heroes, you go Poison Dart Tower, throw a booster on it from the monk even, and fill the rest of the DU up with anything else. Walls, you want to use walls. Damien, the PDT is all about that toxic shock bow. I mean, obviously you want the defense power set on top of it, but the toxic shock bow is what you want. Yeah, you really have to do the incursions to fine-tune your set of gear there, Damien. The Lavamancer. Some people really like playing it actively. I personally don't really enjoy it. You know, it's a melee character, of course, and I'm not a massive fan of melee characters. I prefer ranged characters. But the monk is kind of swaying. The monk and the squire really lately have been kind of swaying my opinion, just a little. Yeah, the flavor of the month thing with the Lavamancer is the volcanoes. It's definitely its strongest defense. But the problem is it's not effective unless you have a bunch of them. Nah, Martin, those spheres can't be changed. The protons are beast as it is. If they made those spheres active again, the proton beams were stupid overpowered. I mean, they're way more overpowered when those those spheres worked than the PDT is now. Samo, the best place to get a starter set of gear is right here in Onslaught. Anything after Wave 7 is guaranteed all 690 to 700 item power drops. And then from there, you can pretty much clear all the incursions and fine-tune your set. I don't use the volcanoes, Samundra. It's just, I don't know, for me it's just, it takes all the strategy out of the game. I voiced my opinion on the forums and everybody smacked me down on it. But I personally think all the 100 DU towers should be removed from the game. I think it eliminates so much strategy. Damien, I just answered that exact question. Did you just pop in? You get your starter set of gear from Onslaught. You fine-tune it in incursions. That's the easiest way. I know what you're talking about for the protons, Martin. It's the crit one and the attack speed one. Panic fire. There is no DPS PDT, NECA. Or do you mean just the PDT build itself? You can't have the same hero DPSing and building. It's never a good idea. That's what I'm talking about, this slice. It just, you know, it's got map-wide range. It shoots through walls. I mean, there's no more strategy eliminating than that. It takes all thought out of the process. So do PDTs, for that matter. I've got it. There's a PDT hero spotlight on my channel there, NECA, that goes into all the fine details with the Poison Dart Tower Huntress. Vlad, they were very elusive about the Christmas presents under the tree. They said, or I did hear them say in a dev stream that there was a chance of getting, there might be a chance of getting legendary items, but then they also said that that it was not shipped yet. It was not finalized what they what they were going to put in them. Now, all I've seen so far is the boosters, souls, and fireworks. And no one that I know of, out of the people I talk to regularly, have gotten anything other than boosters, boosters, souls, and fireworks. So I'm assuming that's probably all we get. But yeah, it's I like to use the Gunwitch for DPS too there, Kevin. It's fun. Haha. Did I change the title there? Salius, thank you for subscribing. I spelled Onslaught wrong in the title. How smooth. I'll change it here real quick. It says Onslaught for me. Or do you mean in the Steam group or something? I'm sure they're going to make some modifications to Siege Rollers just because everybody's so pissed about them. I personally haven't had a problem with them. And you can still use any build that you used before. You just have to, you can't spawn camp it, is the only thing. And I think that was probably the purpose of the Siege Rollers, is because everybody was spawn camping every map. I mean, like before, if you did a trap build, you would just put it right here at the spawn. Or now, instead of putting it at the spawn, you got to put it back here. Thanks for the subscription there, Nicholas Bradley. Pardon me. Appreciate it. Anyway, if you moved your traps back to like here on the stairs and put a wall right here, then you have all this distance to kill the siege roller. Like I said, I got a really, really fun Frosty Proton siege roller build that's going up on the channel either late tonight or first thing tomorrow. See, I would disagree with you there, L. In my opinion, now obviously I want new content, and it's easier for them to turn down defenses than it is to buff or rework them. But I would like to see all the defenses as strong as the PDT, and then have much harder mobs, is what I would like to see. I haven't even looked at anything, Anko. I'm not sure. All I'm looking for on this guy is a helmet and chest. I need 5% crit on him. And you see these pieces, I've only got 4%. Oh, and a ring. I want a power-up ring with hero crit on it as well. I would agree there, James. Flame Burst definitely needs some love. It's not, though, Dully. I mean, watch my video that I put up earlier about siege tank tips and tricks. You just have to modify your build. You can do it on anything. I mean, is it easier on some than other? Without a question. But you can do it on any hero if they've got the proper DPS. I mean, if you roll in there with like 60,000 DPS on your Huntress and expect to be able to do it, you're not going to be able to do it. As you shouldn't, really, with that, you know, with damage rolling out that low. You know, if you get your DPS Huntress over, say, over the mark where you can do 300k with a pet ability, that gives you essentially 3 million damage, because you got, say, 10 seconds of poisonous tips. That's going to give you 3 million damage, which the hardest siege rollers I've seen solo so far have been about 4 million. I'm going to be doing a Glitch Monk spotlight there, L, as soon as I get the weapon, the better weapon for it. Now, the deal with the rollers is it only takes damage, or it takes reduced damage everywhere you hit it, except for the little engine in the back, the little engine circle. Well, you just have to... Siphon Sight D actually does have long lanes. It's just you have to move them all the way back. Anko, all the Terraria weapons are just for fun. None of them are... I mean, the monk one is really bugged right now. That's going to get smacked down pretty quick. The little snowballs it drops are critting for ridiculous numbers. But yeah, anyway, the Terraria weapons are just for fun. You're not going to do better DPS than any of the current weapons in the game using one of those. So after wave 15 here, we're going to probably switch it up. Let me see how many people are waiting in the Steam group. There's 8 people in chat. So yeah, after the wave 15 reward, some of you guys should drop. Ethel, you're the lowest. You can stay, but Madman and I Play, you guys should drop after getting the wave 15 reward and let some fresher level 50s in, because there are people waiting to get in. What's up, Aphrodite? My redneck neighbor finally stopped karaoke night. Thank God. Well, the pet abilities are easy there, Dully. I mean, all you need, the best pet abilities right now are Poisonous Tips and Sandstorm. And you can get those from any pet that has earth damage. So it's just a matter of getting the gear, you know? Oh yeah, Tyrion. There's always somebody's gotta advertise. Such a small channel too that I've got. If I was the chat spamming type, I would do it on a much larger live stream. 65 viewers currently. I'd find a live stream with like 300. Yeah, the EV2, you don't want to use the proton charge, in my opinion, on the siege rollers. I've had better luck just spraying them down. And the EV2 with its auto attack does less damage than most equivalently geared huntresses or apprentices. So where can you farm the empowerment pet things? You can't. You have to buy them with the fender metals. Currently you can get them from under the Christmas tree. Oh, I missed Lawsy's first advertisement. Yeah, I'm not really sure whoever decided that was a good idea, but like when I started my YouTube channel, I had anyway, I had some more developed YouTubers tell me right out of the gates that that's just a bad idea to spam comments. And like YouTube blocks most of them. Like if it's on a video, they usually block it and put it in a spam folder. They're actually, I don't check that folder very often, but I see messages that probably shouldn't have been blocked too. But it definitely catches a lot of that. Any map there, NECA, just playing. All the Gunwitch has no specific. Anyway, a couple of these guys are going to leave here to free up some room. Appreciate it, guys. Well, hello, Aiden. What's that, Vlad? I missed it. Going to bed. That's one of the challenges I'm going to have to overcome, is I've had doing the super late night super late night live streaming. Most of my viewers have not been North American viewers, and that means it's really late at night for a lot of people. Although this is kind of like prime time to be streaming in the US. Yeah, I agree, Elliot. It's I do quite a few solo matches, you know, private incursions. I mean, I do a lot of stuff in the Steam group too, and then all my live streams, of course, are going to be public. Early morning for Samundra, 5 a.m. That is early morning. A little lag with some new folks coming in. There we go, that's what I like to see. 389, 633, and 692. That means you guys are going to get some upgrades. Because really, to be honest with you, I mean, Onslaught is, like I mentioned, it's best for a basic starter set of gear. It all depends on the gear there, Breno. I mean, in the current state, out of those three, I'd say Gun Witch, just because it's glitched. But the Monk can surpass the Gun Witch. That's what I'm trying to build out now. Yeah, Kyle, I can't use it. It's too bugged. I mentioned that earlier. I've got one, but it's way too bugged for me. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I mean, obviously I like to play with people that are comparable gear than I have, but that's not what this run is for today. It's to help out the Steam group. You know, I want, of course, the more people in the Steam group that are geared out, the more Nightmare 4 runs will be going that are in the Steam group. 2100, 9 p.m. for Breno. Slice, look at my Glitch Witch Hero Spotlight from a few days ago. That'll show you what's up with the Gun Witch. Oh, Toxic Shock is the reason for it, Tyrion. If Toxic Shock wasn't a thing, then the Poison Dart Tower would just be a really high damage, for the most part, single target tower. It'll hit 3 targets. But without Toxic Shock, the poison wouldn't spread. So, I mean, it's 100%. Now, obviously, the scaling is high. I personally, like I mentioned earlier, I thought, or I hope that they keep the mechanic of the Toxic Shock and they just lower the scaling. Because I really like how it works. I think that poison spreading's cool as hell. Maybe I should start looking at the gear that drops. I am looking for some specific pieces. Probably going to have to clear out the old inventory here before too long. Yeah, don't use Lagnado there, Black Star. In fact, you shouldn't really use any of your abilities right now other than flying. The Ice Needle doesn't cause much lag. Uh-oh. Karaoke night has resumed next door. I hear it starting up. I'm not really sure there yet, Tyrion. I mean, in my opinion, I like a lot of aspects of the current passive system, but it just, to me, there seems like there's just too many passives. Now, I understand, you know, it's a free-to-play game, and to get a maxed out character, say like a maxed out Dryad, you should have to put several hundred hours into it. But you can't get a maxed out Dryad right now in, say, 100 hours of gameplay. I mean, it's just not, unless you have the luckiest RNG of anyone in the entire world, you're just not going to get anywhere near a maxed out Dryad in that amount of time. It depends there, Aiden. If you're playing solo, it never does. I can go forever. I've never actually tested exactly how far I can make it, just because it would take days. But I mean, I go to you know, I could go to wave 150 all the time. Now, of course, playing in a group, you're dependent on everyone's internet connection that's in the group, as the machines are all communicating. And if it's somebody that like doesn't like to loot the gear, that hurts the lag department a little. But yeah, I don't have any problems with it when I play solo. Ugh. 5% hit crit, or 5% crit, which is the wrong stats. You don't even have to use the Storm Glove Slice. The Storm Gloves help, but you don't have to use them. Just any weapon with elemental damage. What do I think about Brazil? I think when I was 20 years old in college, I had way too much fun in Brazil. Let me see what that piece was real quick. Well, there's hero damage, hero crit, but no hero crit chance, which makes it no good. I'm going to go ahead and take a second, free up my inventory here, guys. Sorry for the delay. I'm getting close to getting that 70% full message, I think. So I just want to clear some of this junk out. There we go. I don't use Storm Helm on my monk. If you're going to go with an ability power monk and like spam pole smash, then you want to use the Storm Helm. But I don't intend to use it. This monk is going to be all about the melee, so it's going to be hero damage, hero crit. The only ability I'm going to use is the old number 3 there to get the damage boost. I think they're going to Tyrion. I think there's going to be some pretty massive changes to passives. Jake, since on this personal account I've probably spent $100, but I was also a very early member of the Defense Council, so I mean that was $40 of it right there, way back when, like when the game was in early pre-alpha stage. They sold seats on the Defense Council. It was $40. So I've got that. I've got one of the packs, and I've got the inventory pack. I've actually spent more than that on giveaways. But on the same note, Kevin, I think they're going to add something similar to that. I mean, obviously it won't be like the direct Diablo 3 system, but I think they're going to take a couple things from Diablo 3's model. I think they're going to make it so that passives can be changed on gear, and I think they're going to put in some sort of Paragon system for increased leveling. Right now, I think I'm at the 2,500 mark, Felix. 2,500 hours. So I mean, even if you look at the $100 I've spent on the game over the last 2 years, I've gotten 2,400 hours or 2,500 hours worth of play out of it. So it's money well spent for me, in my opinion. I've gotten tons and tons of enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I think there is going to be some pretty drastic changes here come the end of January, beginning of February. Actually hoping it comes sooner. I'd love to see the end game update take place much earlier. About the only way that I know of, what is it? Asha? Aza? I think it's Asha. Anyway, the only way I know of to get them for free would be like giveaways on the Trendy channel. $300 is not bad there, Felix. I mean, you get, you know, how much money did people spend on, say, like Borderlands 2? And how many people got 300 hours of play out of that? I mean, I love that franchise, don't get me wrong. And I've gotten probably, I think I probably got over 100 hours of play on it. But I didn't get anywhere near what I've gotten with this. Yeah, who knows what's in store for us there, Tyrion. I mean, there's definitely going to be some drastic changes. But they're, you know, they're much needed. Yeah, I mean, I look at, you know, as far as spending money on games, I look at it a little differently than most people. I mean, if you look at, like, how much it costs to go see a movie or whatever, you know, and how much time or hours of enjoyment do you actually get out of it? You know, it's slim in comparison to what you get out of a video game. So, I mean, and, you know, now obviously I'm a complete video game addict. So I'm always going to find a way to put a positive spin on it. But yeah, I really think that video games are one of the best sources of entertainment you can get. Man, I wasted all my stuff. Didn't realize I was outside of that Serenity Hour there. We just switched the group just a couple of waves ago. There, Stanley. So probably, I would say probably, you know, wave 25 maybe? Or maybe even not that long. But that is, people drop. I mean, people will drop out too. As people will drop, feel free to hop on in. Just join that Steam group chat. Alright, Lozzie. There we go. Lozzie has been taken care of. Sorry about that, guys. People just don't get enough of that. You do it once or twice, I don't really care, but if it's to the point where other people in chat are actually noticing it, then it's time to go away. So Ethel's going to go at wave 20. Yeah, that happens too, there, Keemster. I could definitely say that was the case with me way back when, with like World of Warcraft. I spent way too much time. I had to, back before they changed to the, well, several changes ago, like back right around before the first arena season and everything, when it was actually difficult to earn a, you know, earn like a high warlord title or whatever. I actually grinded it out and did it, and it, without a doubt, I spent way too much time doing it, and it completely consumed me as well. So I hear you. You know, all depends on your family's tolerance level. Wow, that sucks, Dominic. No rollers on /. Slice is indeed correct. The big old puddle of mana. That's the only downside to not having some walls on this build, which I usually almost never... I used to put walls on this build all the time, but sometimes those little explodey guys get a little too close for comfort. That and me running up there and pissing them off and then running back to the core is not necessarily the smartest idea either. Thanks for subscribing there, Ivan. I appreciate it. Alright, fine. You guys have lured me in. I'll contribute to the mana pool. It's actually impossible, too, without jumping over it right now, huh? Close enough. There, I have made my contribution to the mana pool. Thanks for subscribing there, Tiago. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a bunch of maps that don't have them. I actually should probably put together a video of that, of what has them, what maps have them, and what maps don't. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, Dominic, that's the problem with Onslaught, is it definitely takes a really long time. Now, as far as the unique rewards, the golden pet eggs or the special weapons, you stop getting those after wave 35. making the fountain of green mana. You get storm gloves from the Assault on Throne Room defense mode map. The golden pet eggs aren't rare at all. It's a guaranteed drop if you pick if you choose pet on Onslaught mode at wave 15, wave 25, and wave 35. Thanks for subscribing there, Ignacio. Appreciate it. And Tiago, I think I missed you. So far, I'm really liking Gabriella the best there, Felix, on OMDU. But I haven't played them all yet. I still have to go back and to some of the easy maps and play some of those starter heroes. No, golden eggs aren't rare at all. I would agree with you there, Slice. Yeah, Dominic, it's coming. They haven't given us a date yet. I'm assuming late January, early February. Hopefully I'm wrong about that and it comes earlier. But there is indeed a very large in-game reworking being developed right now. You just have to be a new level 50 DPS. There, game over. I think so. I really want Onslaught to be changed. I mean, I was a big fan of survival in the original game, and you know, if the reward is worth it, I don't mind spending a couple hours on a map. But the reward needs to be worth it. You just pick what you need. You know, if you want a pet, pick pet. And if you're looking for a relic, pick relic. You know, I was hoping to get a chest and a helmet, and then I was going to switch over to the Dryad, so I chose armor. But it's up to you. I mean, whatever you need. What up, Gaming Time? Game over. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. You the best. Felix, it's useful stuff. Just those boosters are awesome. But I don't know. I haven't found anything but boosters and souls. You know, it depends on how you want to play there, Playdine. I always recommend the EV2 first. After that, if you like building, I'd go with a builder. You know, the Abyss Lord, the Mystic, you know, the Lavamancer, they're all viable. The Dryad is a lot of fun, and you can do a DPS Dryad, a tank Dryad, or a building Dryad. It'd be pretty effective. Oh, I agree with you there, El. For crit damage, there's a hard crit cap on defenses at 30%, so you want to get yourself to 30% for all of your defenses on your builders. And for heroes, you can go higher than that, so it's best to go higher than that. I mean, ideally you want 5% crit on every piece. That's one of the premium passives currently. Now, that's probably going to change, or it's definitely going to change here in a couple months when the new passive system comes, but in the current state right now, the 5% hero crit chance is definitely one of the premium passives. Madman, I'll probably only go to wave 35, just for the unique rewards. So there's not going to be, there probably won't be much time left, because there's still people waiting in the Steam group that want to get in. Dragon Lich is not necessarily the best for Gunwitch DPS anymore. You really want to get yourself a Poisonous Tips pet. And then if you want to cross a map quick, get Sandstorm. You pop Sandstorm and then jump up and fly, and you are all the way across the map instantly. Alright, Ethel wants to go. So, thanks, Ethel. Appreciate you giving up the spot for somebody. So, we got a spot open. Anybody that wants in, hop on in. Yeah, Sandstorm is another earth damage ability. It's not as powerful as Poisonous Tips, but it is still very powerful as far as burst damage goes. But it also gives you a speed buff, so if you want to, like I said, if you want to get across the map quick. EV2 actually is not the current highest. EV2 is definitely the easiest to gear. The current highest damage is the Monk. I'm pretty confident in that. I mean, if you want to go with the weapon swapping and, or pardon me, the hero swapping and stacking of pet buffs and stuff like that, then you want to, you know, the Gunwitch can get higher. There's a lot of abilities right now, Dominic, that are causing lag. The worst is actually the Broomnado from the Gunwitch. It's just insane amounts of lag with that one. But, I mean, it all depends on the connection, too. I mean, when I'm playing with, say, just one other person, I never experience any lag, no matter what anybody does. But once once the group opens up to 3 or 4 players and multiple abilities going off at the same time, it adds that lag in for certain. Alright, let's see what we got. Ah, man, these crappy weapons keep dropping over and over again. That's just such a wasted drop, in my opinion. 56% Karma Vortex. I think I got a better one than that right now. Aza, if you're not... I'm playing on the North America server. You might have to switch over to the other server. Do that from the title screen. Rift is too lazy to join. Well, there's nothing better for a lazy person than an Onslaught map. You want to take a little break and kick it over here? You can. Yeah, Ramen, sorry I didn't see that. There is... check out those beginner's guides and tutorials. I got some good basic pet information there. You know, I'm a little biased there, Dominic. I'm not a huge fan of the Lavamancer. I know a lot of people do enjoy them. I personally, like I said, am not a huge fan. I will probably actually, without some changes taking place, I'll probably never use the Lavamancer. Except for maybe walls. And the walls are just pricey as hell. So the golden eggs are wave 15, 25, and 35. I got me a Betsy Egg Rift. The volcano is kind of pointless unless you have a bunch of them down. I mean, I've got like a 750. I mean, it's not a perfect volcano builder, but I do have like a 750 item power volcano builder with all the proper passives. And just having one volcano down it's a novelty. It doesn't do near as much damage over the course of the map as, you know, a lot of the other defenses do. Been stuck at 721. Oh, you got to get in more, man. There really is no best egg, Derek. There's, in my opinion, a creeper, because you have double chances of having a useful ability. You know, all creepers, you can roll the curse ability, which will also give you a speed boost, which is very good. Thanks for subbing there, Dominic, appreciate it. Which will give you a good builder pet. Since the abilities for builders right now, there's nothing useful except for a speed boost to get around the map and build quicker. But also, if that same pet drops with earth damage on it, then you can roll poisonous tips or sandstorm off of it, which are two of the best DPS abilities. If you were to ask me which one I like the best, I like the cats. So I would agree with Rift there, the Gatto. Yeah, sorry there. I said nothing I can really do about that on my end. Yeah, I got all those golden carnival pets too. It used to be specific, Madman, as far as what, or as far as the boxes, they're random. They drop from any map randomly, so there's not a best map for that. It used to be specific as to what kind of egg you got, whether you got a dragon, a Gatto, or a creeper, but I think that was changed. I'm not positive. Not 100% on that one. They'll be removed pretty soon there, Dominic. It, you know, obviously that was the old currency. People still have them. I've blown through all mine just to get rid of them. But eventually that will be moved from the forge there, and you won't see that down there anymore. It's pretty deceiving for new players, particularly because they're wondering why they, you know, got this big goose egg down there. Ethel, it's all about the Steam connection at the time, and you know it still is early access, so there's only what 3 servers internationally. I would like to hope anyway that by the time the game gets released, it's more like, you know, at least twice that number. Well, Paul, about all I can say about the Barbarian is I wish we had it. I mean, obviously we don't know anything about it, don't know when it's going to come, how long it's going to be, whatever. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, the Barbarian failed every influence vote. It got outvoted every single vote that came up for it, and that's why it's not in the game yet. Yeah, 805 is the maximum item power, Felix. If you had all 750 pieces and you fully upgraded them, all those 750 pieces would get you to 795 hero power, and then you get another, or item power, pardon me, and you get another 10 for your pet. So that would bring you to 805, would be perfect. That comes right down to it there, Ethel, with the dropping through the floor, falling through the world. I think, you know, that comes all down to the connection issues. Oh, there's no doubt it'll be awesome when it gets here, Dylan. I mean, obviously the Barbarian was a lot of fun in the original game, and I'm sure it's going to be in this one too, once we get it. It amazes me that it got outvoted every single time. It surprised the crap out of me. I mean, being a hero from the original game like that, getting voted out. Yeah, Ethel, the Barbarian, on your hero creation screen, the Barbarian is that hero that's there that you can't access. Yeah, I mean, people that didn't play DD, the original game, wouldn't know, but I mean, so much of the player base came from the original game. That Man in the Machine's gonna be cool as hell. Now, I'm not gonna go and compare it to the Barbarian or anything, but I mean that is gonna be a really, really cool hero when it finally comes out. And the new Barb has a cape. As if it's not working through the Steam group, it's not going to work for you through the friends. I mean, it's the same interface, you know. It really depends on the weapon there, Anko. There's a bit of debate on that currently. I personally feel like I get the highest damage out of either water damage or storm damage. That doesn't, that's just an opinion. I can't really prove that. Well, like I said, Felix, it kept losing votes, you know. I mean, the best thing they could have done was just taken it off that character creation screen. But if it lost the votes, it lost the votes. I think they will, the Blasian. I mean, being a free-to-play game, it's in their best interest to have as many heroes as possible by the end, you know? The more heroes they have, the more money they're going to make. This weapon is from the Maldonis incursion. The monk is beast. I'm gonna try to. My problem is I'm like, you guys haven't already figured it out, but I'm really, really hooked on this game. And I keep finding reasons to play it more. I don't know, Tyrion. It would have to be a pretty big number. I mean, you definitely get more results from the perfect passives. I always have massive amounts of defender medals to blow there, Zorb. I log a lot of hours in the game. So, I mean, there's multiple days per week I hit the daily cap. Man, I can't believe another one. Whatever. Don't spam it, Boris, or I'm gonna block you. You got your one free one. I mean, I personally don't give a shit, but man, you guys can't honestly believe that's the best way to grow your channel. Any special armor pieces? No, there's just, oops, there's special weapons, and there's special, you know, the special eggs, of course, the golden eggs. Well, that's good. Cookies, done. I'm all over it, the Blasian. Now, I plan on getting cookies out of the deal. Oh, there's Nightbot again. Nightbot woke back up and decided to start smacking people down. Well, I mean, keep farming for a higher item power one. But, I mean, perfect passives is more than half the battle. Nightbot is a bully. I mentioned it early in the stream. Nightbot is more aggressive than, on YouTube. than it is on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there, Jatopia. I mean... Am I in the Steam group chat still? Yeah, I'm still in the green Steam group chat, so... Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do about it shy of restarting the map, and I'm not going to do that at Wave 22. Yep, Noodle didn't let me get it out. I was almost going to bitch. And then he went and hit G. Well, Nightbot does that, you know, Slice. Oh man, what hero would I make to be used in game? I don't know, it's a tough one. Yeah, I missed the DD1 auras there, Paul. I agree with you there. That's a good question there, Partok. There should be. One that's, you know, it's a lot friendlier. A Daybot. The friendly version of Nightbot. It says please and thank you as you're moderated. Well, thanks, Air Bolting Ship. I appreciate it. That'd be kind of cool. Having some spiders in. Maybe maybe one day we'll get some spiders on the Abyss Lord. I use the spiders in DD1 pretty frequently. Yeah, the Apprentice Towers were pretty awesome in the original. And, I mean, who didn't love the harpoons? The ballista was the shiz. I don't know what the next hero will be there, Ethel. Ah, maybe there will be a spider wielder there, Tyrion. Yeah, Onslaught's definitely boring there, Felix. It's really good if you got a nice long movie to watch or whatever. Yeah, the bounce blockade would be cool. They would have to add more hero slots though, or more ability slots. I can't see them changing that. Yep, Demon Lord on a weekend. The Terraria's arms dealer. That'd be awesome. Well, sorry you guys are having trouble joining. I wish there was something I could do, but like I said, shy of me restarting the map and forming a fresh group and a fresh Steam group chat. I guess I could do that. Let me exit Steam group chat and I'll re-enter it and see if that helps. There we go. See if that did anything. The Star Fury L was originally supposed to come in during the patch, but apparently it was insanely OP, and they decided not to put it in. So after some modifications, there's been rumor that it might come back, but it's just rumor, so who knows. Can you no longer stack? Didn't help. Well, that sucks, guys. Well, we got a few people some loot anyway. I don't understand the question there, Dylan. $1.1 million? Oh, stack XP. You could, up until this last patch. And the last patch broke it. You could actually get from 0 to level 50 in one Assault on Throne Room campaign run. I'll be on most of the night there, Madman. I am going to play a little Orcs Must Die Unchained later on today. And then I do have some videos I need to get edited. I can't wait for you guys to see that build I did. The Frosty Proton build on Forest Biome. The Siege Roller friendly Frosty Proton build. It worked. I was shocked it worked, but it worked. What's going on there, Omni? There you are. Omni was doing a little stalking, were you? Well, damn, Evolution. Ask her if I can get 150 subs today, if she'll do me one too. I'm not gonna play OMDU live. I'm not competent enough at it to play it live yet. I'm still experimenting. I mean, I'll play with anybody who's online, but I'm not gonna live stream it yet. I gotta learn the ins and outs and unlock some more traps as well. For towers, I would go either the Abyss Lord, the Mystic, or the Dryad. They're all very strong. Man, I don't know why I keep running up to this guy out of the Serendiar. You know, it's funny you guys mentioned that about only finding the totem, because, like, I'm looking for a ring, and I'm not seeing shit for rings. I think that's just how it works. Felix, in my opinion, you should either get yourself a melee monk or a gun witch. They're both a lot of fun. The gun witch has the most fun playstyle, I think, of any of the current DPS heroes. Just the double jump and the fly-in is just a blast. Oh, I'm sure there's a... Oh, you mean in DD2? I'm not sure there. I don't think I've seen a guide for the potions anywhere. Currently, the melee monk is the highest DPS in the game. Well, it depends on how you look at it, Ethel. I mean, that's not the main ones. But if you do have an EV2 and an Abyss Lord, you can clear every map. So, I mean, they came out of the gates and were really, really strong. You know, so you had two additional heroes that were just stout as hell. That and remember too, I've got fond admiration for both of those heroes, so anything I say about the EV2 and the Abyss Lord is seriously biased. So guys, I am going to go to wave 25 here, and then we'll call it good. I've actually had some challenges with YouTube archiving my live streams. I've actually lost several live stream archives over the last couple of weeks. And this stream, although I personally would rather stream to YouTube gaming, just because I get the most viewers on YouTube. I get twice as many than a Twitch stream. But if I'm going to be losing the archives, I'm just not going to be able to do it. So today was kind of another test stream as well, to see if the archiving process is just going to completely fail for me on YouTube. You can't really compare the two, Felix, because there's such a high DU difference in cost. As far as a 40 DU wall, I think that the Mystic walls are the best walls in the game, personally. That was Curse there, Dylan. This is going to be a builder pet. It's got defense power and defense health on it. I'll show you a quick peek at him here. So that is, I'm just leveling this guy up, but that is the Curse that you can get on any creeper. And it's perfect for a builder because it gives you a nice speed boost, as you see. Get all over the map really quickly and get all your goodies all built up. Yeah, losing archives and YouTube's support response. You know, I get partner support, so I get like special contacts and stuff, and they were not helpful at all. They, you know, basically I got a response back from someone that told me how the archiving process in YouTube works. It's like, I already know how the archiving process in YouTube is supposed to work. I want to know is where the hell is my archive of my last live stream, and they have not been able to answer that question for me yet, and it's frustrating, I'll be honest. You know, that and just the time difference is very frustrating as well. You live stream for 2 hours on YouTube, and if the archive saves properly, you'll see it after a few more hours. You do a 2-hour live stream on Twitch, and you can access your archive in 30 seconds after you're finished. Yeah, Storm Boots is why I'm running around so fast. That, and I do have one of the speed spheres and the medium spheres. That's definitely why I'm running so fast. And then the curse, when you pop the pet, that gives you the super speed. Yeah, they should. Felix, I mean, it's just... That's another source of lag right there. I mean, it doesn't really affect me, but the pile of green mana on the ground, each one of those individual ticks of mana has to communicate to every person's machine that's playing. So, I mean, it's just another lag source. Well, currently I'm using YouTube and Twitch. I'm a YouTube partner. I'm not a Twitch partner. So, like I said, I prefer to grow the YouTube channel and stream to YouTube, but Twitch is got a ridiculous convenience factor over YouTube. There's no doubt. Now, I'm hoping YouTube will get there. But, I mean, the whole YouTube gaming setup was really a direct response to Amazon buying Twitch. The costume makes you look faster. The ballista is viable, Tom. You have to gear for it, and you have to. I mean, obviously, besides the poison dart tower, there's nothing else that just one tower without something to complement it is viable. So I mean, the ballistas are definitely viable when you throw something else in the mix with it. They're actually in my opinion anyway, now I don't want to think this way, but I get better results with the ballistas than I do the cannons by far. I'll have to do a ballista build soon. I haven't done a ballista build in ages. My monk's weapon sucks, Omni. I know, you're farming it right now and you probably got a better one than me. This is not the correct weapon. Of that, there is no doubt. But it's the best one I've found so far out of the hundreds of monk weapon runs I've done on Maldonis. So I'll let you see it here. But it's not, like I said, it's not the ideal weapon. Let's see. There it is. Now, it did roll 750, so it's the perfect item power, but it doesn't have defense crit on it. Or pardon me, it doesn't have hero crit chance on it. And I really, really need more hero crit chance. Plus, it doesn't have power up on it. So really, on the monk weapon, you want to... Power up is the definite passive you want. As far as the additional one, because you lose one passive due to the haunting, which is on every one. As far as the other passive, your best option is either Life Leech or Hero Crit. So if you have Power Up and Hero Crit, and I personally seem to get the best results with a light speed, either water or storm damage. It seems like gives the highest DPS numbers. Oh, apprentices can get screaming. They're definitely the quickest. I personally think that you'd be better off with Hero Crit or Life Leech than Drown on me. Now, if it was obviously if it was a bow or a gun or whatever that you were farming, I would say something completely different. But I don't think the benefit you get out of Drown is worth it. You can actually get if you want to get tanky and be like a shock tank monk, then getting that storm chest will help you with that. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to test it. My guess would be you're going to get the best. Pardon me. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Had to mute the mic for a moment while I choked to death. Yeah, like Taters mentioned there, you get the storm boots on Nimbus. Well, I tell you, Kevin, I actually have an answer for that question. Now, same thing there. I'm a little biased. But I personally would like to see a crossover with Orcs Must Die. And I know Trendy and Robot do get along with each other. A lot of the individual developers and artists from both companies follow each other on Twitter and do chat with each other periodically. So I think that would be just kick-ass. But, I mean, whether or not that's realistic, I don't know. That was a rough grind for me there, Green Dragon, to find myself a drown gun. I got one finally. Castle Crashers, that would be cool. That would definitely be interesting. It actually would probably be really fun to play the Castle Crashers side of that too. Oh yeah. Well, I'm kind of busted red-handed right there, Dylan. I've been playing the Gunwitch way too much, so I'm constantly double jumping. Now, obviously, the double jump is not near as effective on the Monk, considering there is none. Alright, so we got... This is the end of Wave 24 here. Like I said, I'm going to go through Wave 25, and then I'll call it a day. I just hit the 2-hour mark on the live stream archive too. So like I mentioned, I'm kind of testing the archiving process. I'm always going to stream for at least 2 hours minimum. So you know, I want to make sure that the 2-hour archive is not causing a problem. You know, John, that would actually be a really, really easy fix. I mean, a lot of people want double jump. That's a really, really good idea. If there was just a sphere, you know, a sphere or some sort of passive or whatever. This is Throne Room, Onslaught, Nightmare 4. Marius got 90 hours, huh? Ooh, better get back into the Serenity. My life leech is not strong enough to handle that. I got no physical resistance on this guy. So if I don't stand in the Serenity, I can't just face tank an ogre. You know what, Dylan? I would pay that in a second if there was a 12,000 metal double jump sphere. I would be all over that. In fact, I would get it this weekend. On EV2, that would just be fun as hell. Yeah, it's all about that element omni. You see pretty big differences. We got one more wave there, guys. 25. We don't get the unique reward yet, or I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah, Lonely, I'm going to do a DPS updated monk guide for the monk deeps. I just have to find that weapon first. I've put a lot of time into it and just haven't gotten the correct weapon yet. I'm sure those spheres are going to change too. Thanks for subscribing there, Gruddy. Appreciate it. The spheres are definitely going to change. I mean, they said that right out of the gates. They said they wanted to try a different sphere setup, and that's why all of the newer heroes only have those 4 large spheres. There's a little debate on that as well now there, Tyrion. As Brian Joseph, thanks for subscribing. There's a bit of debate on exactly how Ignite damage works too. People think that, I mean, of course the developers have not given us any hard math on how to calculate it, but people think that it's the damage dealing ability that caused the combo. So like if something's oiled and then you shoot it with, you know, say a weapon with elemental fire damage on it, then the damage of that shot would determine the amount of damage per tick for, say, Ignite. But like I said, that's all in theory. You know, a lot of people have kind of theory crafted it on the forums, but no one has any solid information. It shows 999 when somebody's first loading in, usually. That'd be pretty awesome if there was a free hero under the tree there, Ethel. Yeah, I would have to agree. It's probably not happening there, Felix, but it would still be awesome. I'm still hoping there's something else there other than those boosters and the souls. You know, maybe on December 25th, that day when it resets, we'll get some fat loots under there. But who knows? Twinkie, apparently you're bugging Nightbot. He just said so. That would be pretty cool too, Omni, being able to put elements on towers. But I mean, they have their innate element. Even like, you know, say like the cannons for the Squire, they're still classified as crushing damage, so it will still like proc the shatter combo. And then you got the explosive arrows for the Abyss Lord is considered fire damage, so it will cause Ignite. I don't know what they're gonna do, Omni. I'm definitely excited to see what kind of changes they make with it, and there will definitely be sphere changes. There's no doubt. I'm on the North American server there, Dylan. Time, I do a Friday night live stream at 10:30 p.m. Pacific my time. I think that's like 4:30 your time, maybe p.m. You could probably make that one. Yeah, the oily ballista is a good way to apply it. Apply the oil. I don't think, Omni, that there's going to be more sphere slots, though. I think when it gets changed, it's going to be closer to the 4 larges like the new heroes have. Now, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but archers and proton beams is pretty powerful. That, what is the server called? It says East Coast. Does it say U.S. East Coast, or does it say Atlanta or whatever? I know that's where it's at. That's the North American server. But yeah, anyway, if you're there's quite a few Australians that come by my Friday night live stream. It's Friday night for me. It's Saturday early evening for you. Brian Joseph, I don't know if I mentioned it, but thanks for subscribing. I would prefer that too, Omni, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, they changed the existing heroes to the 4 larges because they weren't happy with the small, medium, large Uber setup. It's on Twitch. My Friday night live stream at 10:30 p.m. Pacific is on Twitch. I got, after today, I'll probably have 2,500 hours there, Marius. Kevin, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. I played late night so often. I actually have quite a few folks from like Australia and New Zealand on my friends list. There was a time where that was my only gaming time. Really, was really late at night for me. All right, Samandra, thanks for swinging by the stream. Constantinos, what up? I don't have a morning stream yet, Lonely. I can't get out of bed. The earliest stream time that I have is Tuesdays at 1 p.m. That's the earliest I go. I'm not a morning person. In fact, I rarely see morning. Green Dragon, thanks for subscribing. So anyway, let's get our last special item here, and then I am gonna call it a night. Yeah, Unicorn normally stops by. But anyway, guys, so thank you all for swinging by. That is going to get it for me for now. I'll be on later on. Like I said, I'm going to play some OMDU, and I'm sure I'll play some more DD2 later today. But I do have some, some videos to get edited and stuff like that. But you guys that are in here now, I will continue, I will just park up here AFK. And when it comes time, after 20 minutes, it's going to kick me. So you guys can probably get another wave out of the deal if you want. It's up to you. But for everybody that swung by the stream, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you, and welcome to all the new subscribers that came. And we will be back soon with some more DD2. See ya.